Hello. Thanks for stopping in and having a listen. I'm Lorianne, and I'm a psychic medium and an intuitive coach. Every Sunday or Monday, I aim to offer a in-depth look at what is influencing us right now and what our potentials are and any obstacles, any intellectual, emotional, spiritual energies that are sort of showing up that we need to take a look at or be mindful of. I also look at trends, glimpses of the future that are unfolding so that we can have that foresight and make the right choices and step into the right course of action for our week. And I apologize if there's a bit of noise. I literally have a cement truck rolling around just out front of my house. So these little challenges are interesting, but I always try to look at them as a little bit of a metaphor. And so what would you think of a metaphor around cement truck? Whoa, see, he's just stopped. So mixing cement, getting it ready to pour and to make something cement, make it solidified, make it more permanent. And so, I love to bring these things into our sort of mindset to be aware of what am I getting ready to make solid. And and it feels like it's connected to the physical material world. So something in our world needs to become anchored and solidified, which is, looking at the information that's coming through around this week's forecast. I think it's really a helpful little metaphor. So welcome to today's psychic forecast, and I hope it finds you well. This is a general reading, and so if you're craving information that's deeply specific and bespoke to what you're going through right now, I highly, highly recommend that you reach out and book a one-on-one session with me so that we can really dig in there and get clear on what's holding you back and, where you can find the gifts to move forward and create change and healing. So let's take a look at today. So every time I sit down to connect into this group tribe, which is anyone who's listening, is I try to sort of, plug into what would be good to look at today. And so I've created 4 different categories. One is personal and global challenges and blockages and the influences of others. That's always important to look at. And any wisdom that is presented around dealing with those influences and challenges. And lastly, trajectories. Where can we bring more awareness, more receptiveness, so that we can make the right choices? So when I plug into the group at that first intention, it's like we're a bit of the opposite of narcissist, and we are looking at our own reflection, but we are not seeing how strong we are, what a warrior at heart we are, and that we are big-hearted and compassionate. And this is blended with this incredible sense of courage. I feel like we all don't realize that we're a little bit like Hercules, and we're not seeing that. So I just challenge you all to really look in the mirror and find that inner Hercules and bring him forward. That spirit, that courage, that sense of being somehow imbued with this magical essence that is godlike yet still human-like and vulnerable. And so bring that forward as you approach this week and the challenges that are presented. So the next piece that I'm looking at is the influence of others. And I get the funniest information sometimes. I always say I couldn't make this shit up if I tried. So what I'm getting is an image of the goddess of compassion, Kwan, whom I happen to have a special connection to. But ultimately, this represents the cosmic mother. And so imagine this image of this goddess smoking a bong. Okay, you with me? So it makes her high, and it's out of her character in this embodiment of being the goddess of compassion and mercy, and it destroys her connection to her true nature. Okay, another interruption. My my um, uh, my robotic vacuum has just started up, so I'm going to duck out for a second. Just give me a second while I literally go and shut it off. Interesting challenges today. Interesting challenges today. Okay, so heck, who gets up and leaves in the middle of a psychic forecast? I do, apparently. So what this represents as a really powerful metaphor to break down for us, it's like we're doing things that are out of character. And it's because of the influence of others. And so whatever you're doing, whatever you're taking on, whatever thoughts you're taking on as your own, just stand back for a minute and just filter it through your own truth detection, as to whether it's your truth or if it's just somebody else's perception of what's right for you. Because it could be, but it could also be right for them and not for you, or right for the older version of you. So I feel like there's a big red flag around this. So really take this to heart, because Kwan Yin, smoking a bong, getting high, is out of her character. And what it does is it destroys her connection to her true nature. So whatever you're doing that is as a result of being influenced by somebody else is destroying your true nature. That's pretty big. That's a huge red flag to me. So whatever it is, stop it. Just stop it. Okay? And I'll do it with you. All right. So be a bit like Hercules and self-correct into the power of who you really are. Okay, so the next thing has to do with whatever guidance and wisdom is being offered. And so this is kind of like, just like that direct download from Spirit. And Spirit says, be patient. Help is on its way. It's like we've all called 911 for assistance for whatever reason is going on in our own lives, to whatever degree that emergency is. And it's been heard on high. So those are the words that are used. So, this idea of working with the cosmic mother, or Kwan Yin, or Canon, or Kwan Yin, and she has many different names, but she listens. She listens for the cries of the world and responds. And so your cries have been heard and assistance is on its way. So, I got this really interesting sort of metaphor, which is always kind of interesting considering my late husband was a paramedic. So there's a sense of your calls have been heard on high, and now you need to settle into this calm that happens before assistance arrives. And whether that's physical assistance, whether it's more information, whether it's energy, a solution, the idea, the external forces moving in and moving something out of your way, whatever it is, what we need to do right now is to settle the fuck down and get out of the panic, because there's nothing more you can do right now except be patient and wait. And there's this sense of surrendering, because help is on its way. And it's in the form of gallantry, wisdom of the ages, out of the mouths of babes, and even be sure, be certain of it. It's like you're on the other end of the phone to 911, which for those of you not in North America, that's like calling 000 if you're in Australia. It's the operator is keeping you on the line so that you feel safe and you feel supported. And that you're getting any bits of information that you can do to, triage or prepare until help arrives. Like, go unlock the front door, you know, uh, take your pulse, settle your breathing down, monitor your state, um, so that you can report any details when help arrives. Um, okay, let's just settle that energy down. And then I go into the last piece, which is around trajectories, or where you can bring more mindfulness, more receptivity into the moment. And so bringing more receptiveness to where you are forgetting shit habitually. So it's like, make a point of nailing down, grounding those details, that information, whatever it is that you continue to forget. Like, maybe it's someone's name. Maybe you forget that you have an appointment every week, and for some reason you keep forgetting it. Or every time you go to the grocery store, you forget to pick up cardamom. Like, you need to ground it. Like, just create a strategy to ground it down. So what this does is it heightens your awareness around it. It actually brings in the assistance of your subconscious mind, because you're writing it down, you're getting it out of this airy place, and you're grounding it. Okay, it can help too if you have like a notebook, or you put a note on the fridge, or you do both, or whatever strategy works for you. It's not that difficult. It's really quite a simple, quick solution for things that you are habitually forgetting. Okay? And this will heighten your awareness, and it brings you into the present moment. And it also brings you into your ability. And I think that's what the purpose of this is, to bring you into the ability to become a noticer of ephemeral, of the moment, of the subtleties that we so easily miss if we're not grounded and present. And so, because this is, for each of us, critical information that is needed at this time to progress deeper into a state of balance and harmony, and to navigate through any of the challenges that are being presented to us. All right, so in a nutshell, you want to be a little bit Herculean, is that a word? And a little bit Kwan Yin-ish, and bring the two together. And don't let Kwan Yin have a bong, because that's not good for her. She'll be going sideways. Okay, so just a little bit of a funny. That's all I have to share today, folks. Actually, I had a note here. So that piece around, reflecting around our blocks and the influence of others. So I was also picking up on this kind of stressy, anxious feeling that some of us are experiencing as we're sort of heading into, at least here in North America, the beginning of the school year, and it's all kind of nutty and crazy making. And so that anxiety signature, if you're feeling it, then this is for you. And so it comes down to this. It's triggering older battles from your life story, where you've had to be unbelievably heroic, and to follow the guidelines to a T. Otherwise, you fall at your peril. You fall off down an abyss, and so and wounded by that. And so this anxiety is deeply embedded into older stories. They could even be stories from another lifetime, another life story. And just as a caveat, past lives is something I never make reference to, because we can't just go in the past. We can go forward. We can go into different trajectories, into different dimensions. So time is not perceived in a linear way when it comes to accessing this kind of information. So another life story could be in any different time and space dimension, or or out of space and time altogether. It's pretty freaky wild, right? So anyway, side caveat, back to, if you are feeling stressy and anxious, it's because this is triggering something from another time in your soul experience where you felt like you weren't equipped to deal with the wounding that you experienced. And so right now we're in this potential to create transformation by literally changing our perspective. And that's why it's so important that we know that we're being supported, and that we need to change our reflection of who we are and see that we are really like Hercules. And this actually activates change ahead of us in a resolution orientated fashion. So bringing things to conclusion, bringing things to resolution. So that's what's on the end of that. So these are very tumultuous times. And so we can't really rest on our laurels. We really have to be a little bit more on our toes, a little bit more switched on and aware, so that things just don't go sideways. So, yeah. All right. That's honestly all I have left to say. So I bid you a fantastic week. And yeah. All right. If you have any comments or anything you want to add to this, please feel free to comment below the video. And yeah, I look forward to hearing how you're going and how this information relates to you, because that just, that just kind of feeds my fire. And it's all about me, right? So I'm kidding. Anyway, have a great day. Have a fantastic week. And if I get a chance, I'll pop in Thursday and do a little update. All right. Cheerio. Cheerio. Bye.